And then everybody else went, power.
He was right, huh?
And he was right. It was a good time.
I don't know if you're I don't either, but I'm getting back.
So I'm walking down the Brick Street, and all of a sudden, all of a sudden I get somebody come out from behind and squeeze me. And he's with his kids, and I'm like, oh. No, I didn't say anything. Just like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to throw that drink at your hands.
Give me $12.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, call this meeting back to order at 8:47 Central.
Like, okay, I thought I was married.
First item on the agenda is consent agenda items, minutes of the previous meetings. We have two of them. For March the
Move to approve.
17th and 24th.
Second.
Mr. BA has a motion. Mrs. Dragalis has a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. The minutes of the previous meetings. Discussion or action items. First item, consideration and possible action on hiring personnel. Mr. Brown.
Arisa Jacques is a homegrown teacher. She has been working at Williams as the secretary there, the campus secretary, and she went back to school. She's gotten her degree. She's doing her student teaching right now, and we're hiring her as a teacher. So I recommend her for a teacher 1-year probation certified, non-certified teacher contract right now. Or actually, let's see, I'm recommending her for a certified teacher contract pending her receiving her certification because she graduates at the end of the semester.
Way to go, girl.
Yep, proud of her.
Motion.
Second.
Moving to second to approve, how do you say the first name? Arisi?
Arisi?
Arisi. It's a cool name.
Mm-hmm.
On a 1-year certified teacher contract. Any additional discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Going to bounce past the Houston group for a moment. We'll go through all of our personnel hiring, teacher contracts and whatnot, and then come back to their presentation. First page I have is recommendations from Donna Hale, as presented here on page 102 of your handout. Do I hear a motion on disposition of this page?
So moved.
Second.
It's moved and seconded to adding a year on their respective contracts for the 25-26 for a 1-year contract for the presented people on page 102. This page is harder than the rest of them to say it right. Any additional discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. The SSA group, term contracts and part-time contracts on page 103. I hear a motion to accept those as presented.
Motion to
Second. It's moved and seconded to approve the SSA term contracts and part-time contracts as presented. Any additional discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Go to Kinder. Mrs. Kate's recommendations here for term contracts and one non-certified contract. Do I hear a motion?
Motion.
second.
Moved and seconded to approve the Kinder contracts, term and non-certified. Any additional discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Right contracts, term contracts, probationary contracts, and one part-time contract. Oh, and a couple of non-certifieds on page 106. So 105 and 106 as presented here. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the right contracts on page 105 and 106 as presented. Any additional discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Williams contracts.
I would just note this is the one, there is one correction on this list that we talked about in closed session.
Yes. As presented, minus the one that we did discuss. Any additional, or is there a motion? Motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the Williams contracts as presented with correction to the presentation. Any additional discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Do it a little different on the junior high contract list that are on page 108 and 109. The motion the chair will be looking for is for all presented contracts except for Counselor Brooke Hale. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve all of the contracts on page 108 and 109 for Perry Junior High except for, with the exception of Brooke Hale. All in favor? All
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Chair would entertain a motion to approve the contract for Brooke Hale.
Motion.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the contract for Perry Junior High for Brooke Hale. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? With one abstention. 601. Move on to pages 110 and 111 for the high school. Do I hear a motion to approve the term dual term?
A point of order, Mr. President. On the non-certified contract list, Tyler Laubach has gotten his ag certification, and so he needs to be moved to the probationary certified contract. Other than that, the list is correct.
Do I hear a motion to approve page 110 and 111 as amended?
Motion.
Second. Moved and seconded to approve the high school contracts as amended on the presentation. Any additional discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Oh, very last page, 112. Ludie Martin Alternative Education Center contracts list, term contracts and one non-certified. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the contracts as presented on page 112. Any additional discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 7-0 as well. Now we will back up to consideration and possible action on Wright Elementary's construction phase 2 project design and budget.
One of these. That's something that you take it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Right, but it's a good question. It's a good question. That may have come from one of the kids, but I'll ask that. I know.
Oh, that turned out nice.
Thank you.
Sir?
Budget. Thank you.
Pretty slow pass around.
It's all right. Peyton's hoping you're going slow.
Methodical. It's term is methodical.
How's your battery? How's your battery?
Oh, it's good. I don't have the right power adapter for the wireless. I need like the iPhone charger block or something. A USB
to get one.
I can get you one.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine.
What you got? Just that. Wow. Yes. I have one earlier. You have anything else for the week? I think that's it right now. Sorry. There we are. What's good to do with all this evening? I appreciate you having me. Sorry about the technical difficulty. Last week, when we were here discussing the right playground and the right phase two, we did have some comments regarding the playground. Tried to go ahead and incorporate those into the revised playground plan and then the revised budget. And that does reflect the lesser sidewalks square footage. So there was we heard the desire to want to preserve the existing square footage of the paving, so the high value space, and try to keep the design of the sidewalk loop, but kind of use the paving as some of that walk space. That's what this new plan shows. And if you have any questions regarding that, I can answer those before we go into the proposed budget.
So in comparison to what we have now, Nathan, this paving area
Is exact same square footage. It's just a little
Good.
less.
okay, and
Just demo and replace it with concrete.
and it's concrete.
Yeah, that's what's selected. So we go to our budget selection sheet here. Currently, we have both areas A and B added under concrete paving. Then we've got the 1/2 there for the more value-minded basketball goals. We got some pretty crazy numbers that we think we can get done for half of that. Then we have our value-engineered sidewalk options here, which is a little bit different than what we've had before, but just a little lesser square footage, so we can put that money in the paving. And then below, we are, actually, sorry, I skipped over the landscaping. We're planning on putting a new sprinkler system in a center area, and then adding a Bermuda sod in this sprinklered soccer and football field area. It did grow by approximately 1,100 square feet whenever we kind of reworked the paving, but I think it's a higher value space for y'all compared to some other uses. And then next, we've got the sidewalks, as we mentioned. All of them are selected in this budget. And then below, we've got the kind of revamp of these existing playscapes, putting new wood chips in, painting swing sets, changing out the chains and seats and all that good stuff on what you'll have currently. So that proposed budget amounts to $410,026 prior to a $30,000 contingency we're recommending, just for any sort of issues that may come up with tying in the city water mains for sprinklers or some unforeseen items. We'd like to propose a $440,26 budget on this Wright Elementary Playground project.
This will all be done this summer.
Okay. After school lets out, we'll go ahead and demo all that paving, have the concrete guys ready to go, and get boring.
Puddles.
It's gonna rain and rain and rain the second y'all do that.
That's always a very try to put concrete.
It's okay.
Miss Chisholm is
You know I'm
always
just
so
giving you a
good.
hard time.
Yeah.
To you?
Right.
Sounds
Yeah.
like the rain.
We will take the rain and it will,
Yep.
it's, the taxes will pay for more stuff.
I mean, the amount of concrete looks great, the sidewalks still meet our needs, and that, increased size in the grass, really exactly what we needed. So, yeah, thank you for letting us at least present this option.
Brittany? Okay.
My kid had input, but then she said it was fine if we had grass all year, so
Remind me
first
again,
grader approved.
remind me again on the gazebo,
Yes, sir.
on what all we're doing with the,
So that was an option. It's not currently selected, but it'd be a 30 by 30 metal shade structure over a concrete slab. There was
That'd be at 92, on 92, I think.
Thank you.
50,000.
yes, sir. Yeah, line item 90.
That is just a gazebo.
And
the
the
concrete.
the
Metal and
concrete.
concrete.
concrete,
Oh,
Concrete pad, metal roof.
yeah, so you definitely see access a little bit out of it.
30 by 30 is a good size, pretty good size. So
Yes,
it
pretty good.
doesn't look like much on the drawing, but that's a good.
That's big.
No shade anywhere on this.
No, not on this proposal.
Not
Okay.
not
There are
additional.
options for shade, but honestly, they just get astronomical. It's rushing in. So
And then they
you
blow
go-
away when you have a
Yes.
hurricane.
Yes, because I think that one of the options was like the 40 by 45 here. That just gets crazy. Just because you're spanning.
House.
Anybody have questions or comments on?
What did we decide to look at along Grinnell Street? We still gonna hold off on? No, we
I think
kind of
that was
talked about.
next phase.
Yeah, but
with
we
time.
kind of
concrete.
talked about if we got if we had the concrete guys here and ready to go, and we felt like it was gonna get more expensive in the future, it was.
To get it done while school's not in session.
Have we looked at that plan?
I think we were going to in April.
I think it's still really honest. So
Okay.
as far as the phase 3, because we'll be pouring more concrete then too. So
Okay.
we can get that drive poured or get sidewalks poured there. And sidewalk footage, I think, would be one of the lesser uses of the concrete phase 3 whenever pouring footings and slabs. So it's,
Okay.
I like the idea. It's just I don't think it's far enough along in the design to really be able to.
Okay.
You don't have to do it making that.
Fair enough.
I'd say it all looks great. I'd say that little sliver of grass between the sidewalk and the play area. I don't see it
Go
being,
for it.
yeah, I'll just pour it.
Hey,
Yeah,
yeah, that's a good point.
this one right here?
Yeah.
And this walk, I guess I haven't mentioned it, but the one running north-south here, highlighted in orange. It's currently how y'all's parking lot up north, this parking lot outside of the admin building drains. It drains to the south underneath that breezeway between the buildings.
Neat.
So we are looking at pouring that 6 feet wide. It's going to be kind of a drainage, 4 feet in the bottom and 2 feet pitched on both sides to try to accommodate that right now. It'll work into the sidewalks where it'll be a gradual slope down, back up. But currently it's draining into a swing set.
Yes, it is.
So looking at trying to improve your drainage as well with that wall. That is the idea, just going for that. And it's not a lot of footage there.
No, and that, yeah, that'll just
Bunch of
cause
weed eating.
trouble. Yeah.
That's good.
And yeah, probably that little sliver up there in between the buildings.
Yeah, it's fair.
Right.
And make sure it drains.
Exactly.
And major drain, helping drain.
Yeah, exactly. Dan's not the laser.
Come on.
For us, and it slopes about a foot from the building down to the line of the gutter. So we're pretty confident that thing's gonna be kicked out
Good,
this out.
good job.
That little sliver that you're talking about where we're coming out of that breezeway out onto the playground, in that area, phase 3 had been proposed in phase 3 that we were gonna have bathrooms in that area. I'm not sure if they're gonna be on the north or south side of that breezeway. So I don't know if that will make a determination of what concrete we need there or not.
I think we go ahead and extend this paving over to the wall.
That one and then leaves it alone up by the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
This is a little away from looking at just the playground here, but just looking at this picture, I see it sitting. There's a question for both you, Peyton and for Jody. Our portable building up on the north side, at what point in time in the construction and utilizing it in this net do you see not needing that anymore, that the district could then say, okay, see ya, who wants to buy our building and take it away? Are you gonna be utilizing that clear through phase 3, or is that something earlier?
They don't
We're not
utilize it at all.
utilizing it. Technology utilizes that, so I would have to, refer to.
Would depend on the high school stuff before we get some of that stuff moved over to the.
We're giving them, finding a space for them in the office out of. That's where they do a lot of their work and storage.
I did not
But-
realize that they were in that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I should
We
take
talked
better.
But I think it's viable. We
Because
just got to find the space.
And because I look at our beautiful
Yes,
wall that we have there,
Mhm.
and then I see this big steel building in the middle of it that we don't need it. At what point in time? That's my question, that we could start saying, hey, does somebody want to buy a building and come?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the way we got the building across from the junior high.
Yeah.
That we bought that used, moved it in.
Really?
Actually spent as much on moving it as the building cost.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got it moved in and set up. But it's been a very useful structure for us as well.
No, I think it's viable to consider a more permanent space for them once we get some of this construction done.
Way to have the end going low. But I am looking forward to not seeing that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Go ahead and move on to phase 2. And then
We're good?
Mm-hmm.
passes. So in our prior meeting, kind of discussed some of these options for phase 2 of the right renovation, and there was some interest in maybe a revised amount of tile in the restrooms within the classrooms. So I went ahead and the number is the same for the 608 ceramic. I just made those 2 separate options so we can see better. We're not putting it on the flyers to try to see what the price would be. So currently I have selected that 4'6" option for the ceramic, but the other options are, as we've discussed, with the alternate millwork in the classrooms and the just the base without the clocks, and a lot of the options are already kind of decided.
I will say, Jody, I stepped into one of those restrooms in between those classrooms, and currently the tile is at about 5 foot. And so, with that 4'6", that's only 6 inches less. I think it'll be okay. You agree?
I do.
Is that the square footage for the tile? Is that the normal, like where it stops with the break?
Yeah, because we got the rubber base and then it's going by 2 tiles.
Perfect.
So that's how that footage ends up.
We're not doing a weird measurement and then cutting it to make it work to save money.
That's the typical way.
Perfect.
Questions or any plans for like putting millwork for these restrooms?
And this is with you have selected the additional,
Yes.
alternate
Mhm.
millwork.
Yes, the alternate millwork is selected in every area, and a 4'6" tall
And ceramic.
ceramic. Yes, sir. So kind of a quick going over the final numbers. We're expecting to transfer over $100,000 from right phase 1 in savings and Tennessee, which would make for whenever combined with our original estimate, would make for $3.78 million available for phase 2. these options selected would push the recommended budget plus contingency to 3.818. That would be something for y'all's evaluation. If it's not deemed that we'd like to do that, we can go ahead and deselect a few of the options to get within that original estimate.
How important long-term is the relocation of that electrical panel? We don't have to select. Is that a big deal or just a convenience kind of thing?
No, so the electric panels are placed per area that we're taking on. So there's 3 in phase 2 of RIDE. Currently, they're in the hallways, just as easily accessible by maintenance staff and all that. There's some discussion with us and Jody that she may like those to be in a indoor closet, and this is the option for that. It's to relocate them in the indoor closet.
There's that one in the third grade hallway.
Yeah, there's one. It's got the lock
Yeah.
on it.
So they're going to the jar lock. They're a little bit higher. It'll be accessible by fair enough. That's convenience.
And then it goes to another question.
This broadcast.
If any of these kids are up past
I
their bedtime
remember
watching
reading
this, turn it off.
Yeah, all the electrical panels are being updated. That's just the relocation from what was planned to a different spot.
What other questions do you have?
So, yeah, just so we're clear on the numbers, this is an additional $37,000 over the original budget.
Yes, sir. Including contingency. You know, over time.
Yeah.
So we're looking at the yellow number.
10%.
Yes, the yellow under what's through. Our hope would be to produce the phase 2 end product for the green number. Which is that contingency.
Yes.
If there is something that we're
The
Well, that's a
absolute,
carryover plus
Yeah.
contingency of 100.
the absolute leap whoops.
yeah, that we would have available for
Okay, well, motion to approve phase 2 budget. What do I say? The yellow one? As presented. There you go.
Second.
Move the second to approve the phase 2 budget as presented. Any additional discussion, questions? Seeing none, all in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, last item on the agenda. The date in April, I would assume that as we've done the last couple of years, the election will be set up here during that time frame, so we'll have to move or.
It's 22nd through the 29th.
Welcome to come out. You've done the last couple of years in my office.
Thank you. So what's on the calendar is the 28th of April with an addition of a very possible work session on the 14th.
That's fine. Yes.
Anybody have any problems with those 2 days? Okay.
work session on 14th.
Okay. Okay. Seeing nothing else on the agenda, I declare this meeting adjourned.